right, welcome to Saturday Night Protection Live. This is your host, Christopher Gelson. And we are bringing you a series, as you've noticed. If you missed any parts of these series, we're now on part 4. But we're doing a series on how to protect kids from sexual predators online and in the community. Predators, of course, because we know that they are all over the freaking place. So tonight is going to be part 4. And if you've missed part 1, 2, or 3, you can find them on our social media. You can find them on our website, on our YouTube channel, all over the place. Just go ahead and go to our website, protectyourchildren.org, and click on our social media or click on live podcasts, and you can get caught up on what you have missed. Appreciate everybody being out there tonight. We have Bryden in the chat. Good to see you, Bryden. Hope you're doing well. And Rising on Eagle's Wings, glad that you're here as you are every single week. And we also have a whole host of people watching on Rumble. And let me check the stats here. We got a whole bunch on YouTube and X as well. So if you're on Facebook, you can find the link over to the show. And people hopefully have realized that by now. So because we cannot live stream on Facebook because they give us lots of trouble. So in any case, we're glad that you're here tonight. This series is very important. Now, we are teaching from the in-depth protection packet, which we have on our website, protectyourchildren.org. In fact, I'll bring that up really quick here. There we go. On our website, protectyourchildren.org, if you click on the menu, you can click on the in-depth protection packet, which is a packet of protection guidelines for kids and parents. Yes, kids and parents. You can go over this together with your kids. It is age appropriate. It's nothing that kids won't be able to understand, and especially with parental guidance. So you can always download this in-depth protection packet in English and also in Espanol, and you can print it out. You can save it, share it, put it next to your bed, do whatever you want with it, but just go over it with your children, please. Also on our website, we have our live shows, as I mentioned before. We have tips on preventing child kidnapping. We have other topical podcasts. We have a series. It's an animated series called Talking with Topher, which we don't do anymore, but we used to. And all those links to their shows, those shows are right there on our website as well. How you can protect your kids online. Tons of stuff there. You can do zip code predator searches. Yep, type in your zip code and you can find out if there's any arrested predators in your neighborhood, living near your children or near your child's school or any other field that they might play on, right? I mean, it's important to know if these people are around. You can do that. How to set up parental controls step by step on all your kids' devices and game systems. You can find that right there as well. Missing children by state, free background checks. Yes, we do free background checks, local, state, and national. You'd be surprised that we do not need a social security number and necessarily to do a background check. Your background check request is kept anonymous, and we will search for sex crimes or anything else that might come up in a criminal history and send it to you confidentially. So yes, background checks. You can donate to help protect your children. All right, you click on that link. You can make a tax-deductible donation to help us out, get this message out further and further and further to people that need to hear it. So all that stuff is on our website, protectyourchildren.org. So please check it out. Tracy, Servant of Christ, is in the chat. She says, howdy, everyone. Hey, Tracy, hope you're doing well. And she's there with Bryden and Rising on Eagle's Wings. Now, unfortunately, if you are on Rumble, you can comment, but we cannot see your comments here on the main platform. Not sure why. Maybe that's something we need to look into. So, yeah, apologize for that, but we do read your comments. So please feel free to comment away, chime in, and we will go back and look at your comments and reply to everyone, as we always do. But if you're on X, sometimes if you're on X, we can see your comments, and sometimes we can't. Not sure what's going on there, but yeah, we might be looking into getting a new streaming software set up because we are having a lot of problems with getting connected to social media. So, but in any case, just feel free to comment away, and we will definitely reply to your comments. So, all right. So we went over the website, and tonight we're going to have our Hero Kids segment here just in a minute. And Joe underscore CPP, glad that you are here. We've seen you before, Joe. Glad that you are here tonight. And you're just in time for part 4. And Joe, if you've missed part 1, 2, or 3, you know you can find it on our website and on our social media. And I want to apologize in advance. There's a little bug going around, so I had a little throat thing happening, maybe a little cough. So, if that happens, I apologize in advance. But it's definitely floating around down here in sunny Tampa, Florida. So please forgive me in advance for that. All right, let's jump into our Hero Kids segment. Every week we do a Hero Kids segment to highlight hero kids that are doing amazing things. They are doing selfless acts. They are being brave. They're showing courage. They are going out and helping others in the community. They're just doing so many great, awesome things. And we want to protect all children. And this is why, because these kids out here have a purpose, are out there trying to make a difference in the world. And we want to protect them from sexual predators, because obviously a sexual predator will screw up their life and screw up their plans and screw up their purpose. We want to keep them safe, but we don't want people to forget just how awesome kids are and all the stuff that they do that helps others that just doesn't get noticed. So let's check out our hero segment, and we'll be right back in just a couple of minutes. Check this out.
8-year-old is hoping to make a difference in his community by finding a way to keep kids warm. Walker Lawson has more.
Chase Gadsden gave out coats as one act of kindness he hopes will spread to others.
Well, I wanted to see the smiles on kids' faces when I gave them the coats. I just want to see people happy. Always have a kind heart. Give, if you're not using what you have, give it to somebody because they might need it more than you do.
His mother, who is on active duty out of the country, wanted to help her son chase his dream and called in the family.
Chase wanted to do something to make children smile, and she said, "Can you just go down and help?" And I said, "Okay, I love it."
So Chase's grandma went to work.
I called the school. I said, I don't know what to do. So I called the school, and they told me to talk officer, and he's been amazing, Officer Rodriguez. And he said, "Okay, I'll help you."
It's been a team effort.
She said my church sent coats, and she sent coats, and they sent them out here.
Which allowed them to have over 20 coats for the children.
If we could do something to help kids around the community, and what we wanted to do is this coat drive to help kids in need and give them coats, especially ones that can't afford it.
Which makes Officer Rodriguez hopeful for the younger generation.
It's a great thing that kids want to help each other out, especially young kids, smaller kids that are in need.
His family was proud to be there.
A young man's inspiration to be able to give back to unfortunate or just somebody that just needed a coat.
Again, we want every kid to be warm for the winter.
Officer Rodriguez has some additional coats if you need one. As for Gadsden, he plans on having another coat drive this time next year. He's also itching at finding a way to help kids in the community this summer. In the studio, I'm Walker Lawson.
See, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about right there. Talk about a child that's being raised right. Talk about a child that's being protected. And a child who realizes the need of others and wants to give back. This is the innocence. This is the preciousness of children before they're abused, before they're neglected. And we want to preserve that. And we know that you do too. And this is why we do Saturday Night Protection Live every Saturday. This is why we post all week on our social medias. This is why everybody here does what they do on a volunteer basis. Yes, nobody here gets paid. Everything is volunteer. And we do this because we want to protect children from scum predators whose only goal is to use them and throw them away. And that's exactly what they do. And we understand that you can't cure predators. We know this, right? So that means there's always going to be predators out there. So what's the best thing we can do? Get educated, raise awareness, let people know what to look for, let people know the dangers, the traps, the tricks, the threats, help parents know how to talk to their kids, okay, about this kinds of stuff, not just giving them a one-liner about, hey, if somebody touches you and it doesn't feel good, you tell me. I mean, that's important, of course, but that's not enough because there's grooming, there's tricks online especially. There's tons of tricks. And kids have to learn all this stuff so that they can be equipped to not fall into the trap of a sexual predator. And this is what we want to do here. This is what our goal and our mission is. And we're not going to stop doing it. We're going to keep speaking out, just like Bryden does with his team, exposing these pervs and many others. It's important that we continue to fight and not give up. Now, speaking of pervs, we showed this clip. It's about 2 minutes and 36 seconds long. We showed you this clip. It was a while ago. This guy, his name is Jack Reynolds. This guy was arrested for SA of a child. He is admittedly a PDF file. And obviously he got released from prison, right? But an organization went and talked with him. And they asked him a couple of questions, about why you do what you do. And how do you get the kids alone? How are you able to get away with what you did for so long? And right from the devil's mouth, we're going to hear how he got away with doing this and how he got kids alone, how he built trust with the parents so that he can get access to the kids. All right. This guy, complete sicko. Now we'll give him about, 0.25% of credit because at least he's doing an interview and he's basically telling people how this happens so that I guess, and maybe he's feeling remorseful. I don't know. But so this way other parents can learn and not fall into the same traps. But anyway, this is Jack Reynolds, and he's a convicted PDF file, and he's going to explain just how he got access to kids. And we encourage you to listen up, listen carefully, because this is coming right from the devil's mouth. Let's listen.
How did you get them alone?
Grooming. I would check out their family situation. I would check out their clothing to see how well they were, financially. I would check out their social interaction with other kids. When we were on the ballparks or on the gym floor, I would make sure which ones I wanted to molest. I would give them special attention, congratulate them, talk to them when I know that I would never be allowed to talk to anybody else. Aside from everybody, I would give them the attention that an official is not supposed to give anybody. And it made them feel like, wow, he's paying me attention. It is a direct form of grooming.
Were there certain characteristics that you looked for in children before molesting them?
In children, yes, but more I also looked at their families. If I thought the father was a threat, I would not approach the child. If I thought that the child had friends that he would tell, I would not approach him. If I thought the child had friends that were in the same capacity he was, I would approach him, for the simple fact that if I could molest him, I could lure him into believing, grooming him into believing that he would enjoy it. And therefore, I could manipulate him into having his other friends come and be molested by me as well.
So perhaps a child that doesn't really have a whole lot of friends, maybe not really a strong family, things like that.
Yes, no spiritual values. Weak in education, needs help in many ways. Even from split parenting, has a mother who may be having problems with the family, well, here comes superhero in to help out, wow, well, thank you very much. No problem. You ever need me to take them away for the night so you can have a night out? No problem. It works.
It works, he says. Isn't that just stomach turning when you listen to it? But take it for what it is. This guy's telling you how it's done. targets the single parent homes. I believe we talked about that last week. He looks at the child and to gauge if they're well taken care of or not. He looks at their friends and their circle. He looks to see if they have spiritual values. Now, that's important because if a child has spiritual values, then they're going to more than likely be educated, and they're also going to know that it's wrong, and they may not want to do something, and they may actually tell on him. So he's looking for kids that don't have spiritual values, kids that are coming from single parent homes. He's looking for that single mom out there who's stressed out because she's working and shopping and budgeting and trying to take care of her child. And then he shows up. Hey, I'll give you some time off to yourself. It looks like you really need it. Let me go hang out with Johnny and we'll go catch a movie or something. You see that? So he's telling you how these people do it. Now, this guy, from what we can gather, was obviously had access to kids on the ball field or in PE at school, right? Because we know that predators put themselves where kids are. That's why they flock to all the social media sites that kids are using. That's why they flock to Roblox and Fortnite and Minecraft, because they know the kids are on there. So this guy's telling you exactly how he does it. Yeah, Tracy says it's beyond disgusting. Let me throw this up on the screen. But he is speaking because frustratingly, he knows parents don't really listen. And that's the problem. You know, week after week, day after day, our biggest struggle is getting parents and kids to realize that there is a very real danger, and trying to teach kids that they're more important than letting anybody groom them or touch them or do something to them. And getting parents to realize the dangers online and in their own community and possibly within their own families, especially extended families. As we know, the stats that over 95% of abusers are already known by the child or the parent. It's very frustrating. But we keep putting it out there, and we hope that you'll share the podcast, that you'll share the information, you'll talk to other parents, because that's the goal, for parents to be educated and aware in order to protect their kids. Because it's really, really bad out there. Really bad. I ain't got to tell you that. Now, I want to show you something that we watched together for those that were on, probably about a year ago. This is very shocking, and this is all building up to the information we're going to go over tonight in part 4 of our series. But this, what we're about to show you, was a predator experiment, and it was done in coordination with parents to test their kids who have been already taught to not talk to strangers online, to definitely not go meet strangers. And the parents agreed to work with this team to test to see if their kids would actually go with a predator or meet somebody online and meet them in real person, in real life, off the internet, off the Googles. And it's very shocking, and it's very gripping. But we wanted to share this with you again, as we did about a year ago, because it highlights the fact that, listen, kids, a lot of times you can teach your kids. And you can say, hey, be careful of this person, be careful of that person. This might be dangerous. And you can tell them all this stuff, right? And a lot of times, and we're going to talk about this tonight, kids just want attention. They want love, right? And they're willing to take it from somebody who offers it to them. And of course, the predator may not look like a predator at first, right? They're usually not. Usually it's a lot of just, random talk. And then it slowly turns into a sexual conversation, a sexual relationship. And by that time, kids are already so used to the attention, the love that they're getting. They think that the person really cares about them. A lot of times the kids think that it's someone their age, which it really isn't. Or it may not be, because we know about the fake profiles that are used in multiple accounts. Voice changers that are being used on videos and game systems, and even apps for the phone now can change a person's voice to make them sound like a kid. So let's check this out, this predator experiment. And when we come back, we'll jump in to our main teaching for tonight. All right, hold on to your seats, because here we go. Predator experiment.
Previously on the dangers of social media. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What are you gonna do now? Help! Get off me! Help! In this episode, I made a fake profile on Snapchat posing as a 15-year-old. With the parents' permission, I added 3 kids, ages 12, 13, and 14 years old. This is what happened. This first girl's name is Samantha. She's 13 years old. She's been talking to our fake profile on Snapchat named Jackson for the last 3 or 4 days, and today we're supposed to meet up. So I'm here now with Steve, who's actually the father of Michaela from the first dangers of social media.
Michaela, are you crazy? Are you out of your mind?
She ended up coming and meeting me at a park, the fake profile that we made. So this time, he has another daughter who we're gonna actually test out. Her name is Samantha. We've been actually chatting on Instagram, and then from there it went to Snapchat, and then from there I got her number. Steve has actually been monitoring this whole thing with a software called mSpy, which you can actually tell all the conversations that happen on the phone. It's a software that you download, and you can see where your kid is. You can see anything they send on Instagram, Snapchat. It's unbelievable. What do you think of that? It was cool how you can see it all, right, with that software?
Yeah,
it was nice.
Technology worked well.
So on the program, you were able to see all the stuff, Snapchats, call logs, text messages, Hangouts. You can see the location that she was at, photos, videos, every little thing. You would recommend this to parents?
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, it gives you all the information you need to really understand what your child's doing.
Steve left the house. She's the only one there right now, right?
Yeah, she's
right?
the only one.
Okay. So I'm waiting for her to let me know when we can come, or when she thinks Jackson's gonna come. Jackson's the boy who we made the fake profile with. Oh, here we go. She just said you can come now. My dad just left. So right now we're gonna go head over to the house, see if she actually opens the door or what's gonna happen. Are you nervous at all, or?
I'm just hoping that she learns. I'm just having a hard time understanding what she's thinking.
Jackson doesn't look anything like this, so it's going to be interesting to see what she does when she sees him before she sees the father. So we're going to send them out right now. You guys ready?
Yeah.
I'm walking to the door. Go, 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 go.
Who are you?
Seriously, Sam! This is not your friend. You don't even know who this is. Come out here.
I met him on Snapchat.
Does that look like the same guy you were talking to? Seriously, does that look like the same guy? This is scary. Your sister. We went over this already. What are you not understanding? I'm speechless. I have no idea what to say right now. I thought you would have learned your lessons.
You showed her the video about Michaela?
Yeah.
What exactly were you thinking?
I was meeting my friend.
You literally just fell for the same thing your sister fell for?
You're just inviting people into our lives. We don't even know who this guy is. You don't know who he is. Don't you understand? Looking out for your best interests. I worry.
It's scary.
Really scary. Give me the phone.
Next, we have Daniel. He's a 12-year-old boy who's been talking to our fake profile on Snapchat named Jesse, and today they're supposed to meet up at a basketball court. So right now I'm here with the mother of Daniel. He's 12 right now?
Yes.
We made the fake profile as Jesse. She's a 13-year-old girl that he's been talking to online. I hit him up only on Snapchat, so he's been hitting up the profile on Snapchat. He doesn't really know if it's real or not. but we've been trying to be as convincing as possible. It's not really that hard. Saying that we're going to the same school. But as you know, you already seen that because we downloaded on his phone and on your computer. You can see that using the MSpy software. So you've seen all the conversations that we've had back and forth. What did you think about that program? It's cool, right?
I think it's great. It's a great program.
You can literally see everything that's going on with your child.
And you need to.
I told him as the fake profile, I may go to the basketball park today. So he thinks that Jesse's going to be there, right? So he said like in 1 hour. So we'll see if he shows up. If he doesn't show up, obviously that'd be amazing. But if he does, it's going to be intense.
Very disappointing.
What do you think? You think he's going to show up?
I hope he doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm not quite positive, but I hope he doesn't because he should know better.
So he just said, I'm almost there. It's going to be so dope. Uh-oh. Yo, you Daniel? You're here for Jesse? She's over here. Come here. I'll show you. She went on the side. I don't know. I've seen her go around the corner.
Daniel, you're kidding me, right? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? We set up a fake profile on Snapchat, and you were stupid enough to go and meet somebody you don't know? You went to meet somebody with schoolwork in a backpack. Okay, let me see what's in the backpack, Daniel. It's awfully heavy, Daniel, for schoolwork to be... Wine? Daniel, you took a bottle of wine from our house. You're 12 to meet a strange person in a park. You're kidding me, right? You don't know better? You don't know better. Am I doing something wrong as a parent? Tell me where did I go wrong? And,
do you know the whole time you were talking to a fake profile that we made named Jesse, and this could have ended a lot different. Some guy comes out, takes you in, who knows what could happen. You can't be talking to random people if you don't actually know them. Don't add anyone you don't know, don't talk to them. Anyone could say anything. It's so easy to make a fake profile these days. It takes 2 seconds.
Give me your phone, Daniel. Give me your phone. Let's go.
So right now I'm here with the mother of Sasha. Have you talked to Sasha about not talking to people online and stuff like that?
We talk about it all the time.
She knows. You've showed her videos and stuff like
Absolutely.
Stranger Danger and stuff like that?
Stranger Danger. She's seen everything. She knows not to talk to strangers, walk up to strangers.
Now, this is interesting because, like I said, a lot of times these kids are aware of the dangers. They just don't think it's going to happen to them. They think they're too smart. They think they're too strong. They think that they'll be able to get away. But they really, in their minds, cannot imagine what a coordinated team of PDF file predators can do to a child. They just don't understand it. And it's interesting because here, we're going to see in this clip where she said, I've talked to my daughter about it. She knows how dangerous it is. And she doesn't feel like she's going to actually fall for it. Well, will she fall for it? Well, let's find out. We'll be right back right after this.
Strangers.
So we made a fake profile as a 15-year-old boy. As you know, his name is Jackson. And she accepted the profile, actually. And then we've been talking for 2 days by now. She wanted to meet up before with this kid. But we didn't have the house and all the cameras ready until today. So now that we're close by, we rented a house close by. As you know, we're here right now, and we're gonna text her the address and see if she'll come and meet this guy. You know,
She will not meet him. I know that.
so I'm gonna go to the Snapchats. As you know, obviously you've been seeing all the conversations with that software MSpy. Right. You can see all the Snapchats and everything. It was like small talk and stuff like that, but for 2 days, you've seen all that, right?
Right.
So right now, she actually just texted him. Let's see what she said. Be there in 10 minutes, walking over now. All right.
I don't think she's going to.
You think she's going to come?
No, I don't think so.
All right, well, let's get set up.
And you
She's
hear me
1
now.
minute away right now.
Down,
All right, so go down there right now. So I'm going to send David, the actor, down there again to open the door for her and see if she actually comes.
Come in. Follow me.
That's what I want to know. This could have gone a lot worse. Have I not taught you any better? What are you doing here?
Sorry, Mom.
What are you sorry about?
I'm sorry.
Sorry for what?
You would be.
Why? What are you doing here? What are you doing here?
I didn't know that.
Have you lost your mind? This could have gone a lot worse. It could have gone bad. Who are you meeting here? Who?
I didn't know.
No, I want to know who are you meeting here?
You know who that profile was of Jackson? It was us. We made that. We wanted to test you and see if you'd actually show up.
And like an idiot, you showed up. Against everything I taught you, you showed up. So tell me, now that you're here, what do you want?
Nothing. I want to go home.
Oh, now you want to go home. You don't need this. You know what you need? We need to go home and we need to talk about this again. Because this is really wrong.
You're lucky you have a mother who cares about you this much. She did this experiment on you, but it's at the end of the day, it's for your own good, you know? This could have been, as she said, so much worse. If this was a real person, that guy that opened the door, who knows who that could have been. Scary stuff out there. Just be careful.
I love you, son. I love you so much. I want you to do the right thing. Okay?
Make sure you guys follow me on Snapchat.
Yep, Snapchat, Kobe person. Wow. It's unbelievable. Tracy, servant of Christ in the chat, said, when I first saw this, I couldn't believe she went in the house and then the bedroom of someone she never met. Yeah, this happens. This happens a lot. And like I said, you can teach your kids, which is the most important thing to do, is raise awareness and educate them on the tricks and the traps and the threats and the dangers that are out there. But then even after you do that, you have to monitor what they're doing. You have to be in and out of their social media. You've got to be checking their messages, finding out who they're spending time with, who they're talking to, what other people are around your child. But you got to remember, it's not like children are expecting to be groomed or abused. But what's happening is there's an emotional void. You notice there was no dad in that segment on that last one. And a lot of times remember what that predator said that we looked at earlier. They target single parents. And they look for kids that have a emotional void in their heart from a parent missing or whatever. And they try to fill that void. Say they'll be their friend, they'll care about them, they'll never leave them. And you tell them all these things that kids need to hear and want to hear. And I'll tell you what, A lot of times kids think they're too smart. What was that girl thinking? She must have been thinking, wait, mom warned me about this. But mom's just being too paranoid. I'm going to go meet this guy anyway. It's absolutely unbelievable, but it happens. Yeah, Tracy said, notice one of the first things the parents did was take the kid's phone. Had no issues about privacy after that. Exactly. That's Cody Person on Instagram and Snapchat. There's a lot of great videos exposing these PDF files and what they do. So you can check him out there. Oh, man, unbelievable. But this is what's happening all the time, ladies and gentlemen. It is happening. I want to remind you again that your donations support the work that we do. Right? We can't put together live shows and run software and do conferences and send out free bumper magnets to people and pamphlets and business cards and everything. We can't do all that. We can't promote content on social media to get it into the hands of more parents and kids. We can't do any of that without your donations. We are self-funded. We are volunteers. And we fully rely on the donations of caring, passionate people to help protect children, especially from the situations like we just saw. So you can visit our website, protectyourchildren.org, click on donate to help protect, and you can make a tax-deductible donation there. We thank you in advance for that. Now, we're going to jump into our teaching portion tonight. We are teaching from the in-depth protection guidelines that's located on our website, protectyourchildren.org. This is Saturday Night Protection Live, hosted every Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, hosted by Protect Your Children Incorporated. And we're glad that everybody is out there listening and learning with us. And again, I apologize if I sound a little down. A little sickness been going around, but trying to hold it together here. Stay strong for you all and get this information and this education out there. If you missed any part of this, it's available on podcasts 15 minutes after the show is done. You can go to any of our social medias. That's YouTube, X, Rumble, Facebook, Instagram. You'll find the links. Links are all there for the podcast after the show is done tonight. So thank you in advance for listening. Thank you to all the people who listen on the podcast. My gosh, let me tell you, the podcast listens are going through the roof. And we're very thankful for you out there that are listening on the podcast. And we ask that you would share the content. Share the content with people. All right, let's jump into our teaching portion tonight. We're looking at section 7 of the protection packet, protection guidelines. It's not a big section. So we're trying to end on time tonight. Hopefully we'll be able to do that, especially with me not feeling the best. Section 7. We're going to say SA because we can't say the actual words. SA is not always violent, threatened, or physically forced, but it is still wrong and dangerous. We say this to the parents and the kids. One thing that is most commonly thought is that SA has to be forced by threat or violence. This is not always the case. In fact, in most cases, it's not the case. In most cases, a child has been groomed, and there appears, and I'm saying appears to be a mutual agreement to do stuff with an older person who is a predator. And we say appears because the child's been tricked and groomed into doing it. So children and adults alike have a desire to find things to do to forget about emotional pain or just to relax. Of course, we all like to do that. Watch a good movie, read a good book. We'll pray. We'll go for walks on the beach. We do things to kind of get away from life for a little while. Now, kids, especially if there are family problems present, some kids do this by playing extensive amounts of video games, blasting loud music all the time, or trying drugs and alcohol. And by the way, drugs and alcohol use is highly connected to inner guilt and shame. Usually it's a false shame. And there are many things that accomplish this goal to forget for a bit. So though many of them have negative life-destroying results, kids will still fall into this stuff. Now, sadly, today, kids are trying to use sex as a way to feel love, try to replace emptiness and forget about life for a while. Now, predators know this. Now, sex is a very powerful feeling for adults. Imagine how overwhelming it feels to a child. A child at a young age is usually not able to realize that what is happening is wrong and dangerous, especially if they have had no advance warning. Goes back to what? Education and awareness. Sadly, some kids do quote unquote consent to sexual behavior even with an adult. We know this is true. We've covered cases about this where kids will actually go out looking for an adult to fool around with. They want to do it. And that usually stems from a whole lot of other issues, past abuse or emotional voids or a whole host of other things. Now, it's not really consent because a child can't really consent, but we're using that in quotes to indicate that a child may not be against doing something with an adult. This happens. So sadly, some kids do quote unquote consent to sexual behavior even with an adult. And this is only because their minds and emotions have been tricked and deceived. And this, of course, is where the term statutory rape and taking advantage of came from. So the following are 3 misconceptions that some kids think that may lead them to quote unquote allow themselves to be molested. Can I even say that on YouTube? Hopefully. Number 1, to them, some part of it sexually or emotionally actually feels all right. Number 2, the overwhelming feelings give them a temporary escape from their emotional pain. Number 3, some kids, they believe that in order to be loved and accepted by someone, they have to allow sexual stuff. And to the child, it seems safer than being emotionally hurt, especially if they've been hurt before. The abuser will usually lie and say, who else cares for you or makes you feel good like I do? Right? Telling the kids what they want to hear. Now, the number 1 way to make sure this does not happen is to teach your children at a young age that all sexual touching or sexual language, or we'll say sexual imagery, is wrong until they are an adult and able to control their sexual emotions. Reassure your kids that true love and closeness is not skin deep, it's heart deep. Remember, kids, just because there's no threat or physical force doesn't make what could happen or is happening all right. That's important because this is a lot of kids do think that, hey, this doesn't hurt. Hey, I want to experience this. Hey, this person loves me. This person cares about me. So there can't be anything wrong with this. But they're being deceived. Short Bus 12, welcome in the chat. It's your meth day. Awesome. Awesome. Another day, another day. But parents, it's up to you to teach your kids this. A lot of kids believe, and especially because of the movies and the music and everything else, that sex is a way to be close to somebody. That if you have sex with them, they're going to love you. They're never going to leave you. And they'll just always be with you. Well, that's not true. But kids can start to feel that way. Well, if I don't do this with this person, I'll be alone again. Maybe they'll stop buying me the gifts, stop talking to me every day, stop asking me how my day went. And they give in because they feel like they have to do it in order to be loved. You got to tell your kids it's not the case. As the title of Section 7 says here, SA is not always violent, threatened, or physically forced, but it is still wrong and dangerous. Excuse me. All right, let's move on. Section 8. Sex and sexual touching between an adult and a child is not a guarantee or a sign of love with someone. Sex or sexual touching is not a guarantee or a sign of closeness either. Kids believe this. They really do. They think that, hey, you know, I'm going to get close to this person. Looking in the chat, Tracy said kids and adults confuse sex with love all the time. I mean, they call sex making love. Think about that for a minute. And that's what sex is referred to as, making love. Now, there is a spiritual connotation to that whole thing. Like children are made in God's image and God is love, making love, which means procreation. But kids don't see it that way today. They think it's love, but it's really just to feel good. So this is something you can talk to your kids about. You can save the world with its music, movies, videos, social media, Commercials and TV shows all aim to show you that people, either dating or not, have to be fooling around with sexual ideas or having sex itself to show that they love one another. This is what the kids are being taught. And also to make each other feel close and loved, they have to be fooling around. But that is nothing but a big fat lie. Once someone is an adult and is aware of the overwhelming feelings of sex and have the proper knowledge of its areas, then sex can be a wonderful thing, shared with the right, godly, and legal boundaries. So your kids know that true love between an adult and a child is not found through sex or sexual touching. It is found in friendship, in trust, in caring, and in doing things together of a godly and legal nature. Kids need to know this. We tell the kids true closeness and true love will not come about through the touching of your skin or the touching of your private areas. It's not going to work. Kids may feel like it means that they're loved, but if it's an adult doing this to you, they are harming you, period. There's no love there. So let kids know that it's not shown through sex or sexual touching. Love and closeness are not found by doing these things. Do not believe what people are saying. Don't be fooled by what is being shown on TV and in the movies. Don't be fooled by the sexual lyrics of the music that makes sex between any age sound so nice. Because the singers, for example, aren't telling you the negative effects of getting involved in it at an early age. So kids, do not let any adult touch you or talk to you in a sexual way, period. Now, this is kind of a funny little thing that we do at the conferences with the kids. And we tell the kids, go ahead and touch your arm with your hand. Slide it up and down your arm, see how it feels. And then we say, move your hand away and see what happens. And we say, you'll notice the feeling goes away. See, it was only there for a moment. And then it was gone. True closeness, true love, and true acceptance are found and felt in your heart, not on your private parts. See that? Let me say that again. True closeness, true love, and true acceptance are found and felt in your heart, not on your private parts. True closeness and love don't just fade away after a few moments. You know, we often hear from parents that they say, well, how do we talk to our kids? How do I even go about bringing this up? And I'll tell you, that's the goal of this protection packet, is to give you an idea of how to talk to your kids and what to say to them and identify some of the biggest traps, the emotional traps. Because listen, a predator is going to get a child emotionally trapped first. They will get them emotionally trapped, and then they will take advantage of them and use them. That's what they do. So you got to teach your kids about the emotional side of everything, so they don't start getting wrapped up with somebody who they think is nice, who's really going to harm them. And it's important for parents to make sure they're being close to their kids emotionally, verbally, even physically, right? Be around your children, be there, be present, so they know that they're loved. Because if kids are going to complete strangers to get love and attention, that's an indication that, guess what? They're not getting it at home, or they're not feeling it at home. So they're going out to look in different places for it. Tracy in the chat said, I was taught that a big part of love is wanting what is best for the other person. Yeah. And you know, these PDF files, they think what they're doing is best. Remember, we talked about that. They think they're helping a child. They think they're truly loving a child while they're abusing them, but they're not. So we ask again that you visit our website, protectyourchildren.org. Click on the in-depth protection packet. Don't wait for Saturday Night Protection Live every Saturday, 8 p.m. to figure out how to protect your kids. Make the effort. Go out there, visit our website, take care of your kids by educating them and making them aware. This is the responsibility that we have. And again, we don't want to just preach to the choir. You know, we want people that are passionate protectors, obviously, to listen. We appreciate every one of you because, you know, you get informed, you get ideas. Maybe you get enraged and you're like, we're going to make a difference and go do something about this. But we also want to reach the people that aren't paying attention. Remember that mother said, nah, I doubt my daughter will go do that. She knows better. Those are the parents we want to meet with this information and say, yeah, a lot of times kids will tell you they know better, but they get trapped. Especially by the tricks and the threats and all the other stuff that PDF files use. So you got to teach the information. We're going to end a little bit early tonight because I am feeling a bit under the weather, but we thank you for joining us. This has been part 4 of our series on how to protect kids from sexual predators online and in the community. Parts 1, 2, and 3 can be found on our website, protectyourchildren.org. Also on our YouTube channel and Facebook and X and Rumble as well. So please check that out. And consider partnering with us to help protect kids and keep them safe. Your support matters, whether it's your prayers or your shares or your financial contributions. It all makes a huge difference. So we thank you for being here tonight. And yeah, Tracy said all teens think they're invincible, like we did too. Exactly. It's not going to happen to me. I'll fight them off if it does. But man, they don't understand. Remember last week we showed that clip? It was a coordinated effort. 2 vehicles came up and tried to grab these kids. Yeah. Yeah, kids think they're invincible, but the reality is they're not. And it's up to the parents and the good teachers and the family members that are not hurting the child. It's up to them to protect that child. Work together as a team. Keep them safe. That's the goal. All right, that's it for this week. This has been Protect Your Children. Saturday night, Protection Live. Comes to you every Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We hope you'll join us next Saturday. We'll be there, Lord willing, not under the weather, not sick, and everything runs smooth. What do they say? As long as the creeks don't rise or whatever the old saying is. But hopefully we'll be back here next Saturday, 8 p.m. to bring you more education and awareness as we continue to go through this series on how to keep your kids safe from sexual predators online and in the community. Again, visit our website, protectyourchildren.org, protectyourchildren.org. Take advantage of the resources and education. Everything is free, and it always will be. I like that. Everything is free, and it always will be. All right. Thank you for being here. You guys have a great night. God bless. Keep your kids safe. Be nosy. Yes, be nosy, and keep protecting. Good night.